All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I'm Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about Cleanspark, stock ticker CLSK. They are a Bitcoin mining company. They put out their March monthly operational report. So I want to update what happened in the month of March, and I also want to do an overall update of what's going on with Cleanspark in general. There is something out there that is bothering Cleanspark investors. I've been getting a lot of feedback on that, particularly from my members. So I will talk about that in today's video. So if we look at Cleanspark right now, it's the middle of the trading day. They're trading at about $2.64. That leaves them just over a $200 million market cap. This was one time a $1 billion market cap company, so their market cap is down over 80% from its high. Their stock is down almost 90% off of its highs. In specific, Cleanspark is even lagging worse than most of the rest of its direct competitors. If you enjoy this content, please remember to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and hit the notification bell so that you get notified each time we make a video. Okay, so let's get right to the update. Cleanspark releases March 2023 Bitcoin mining update. Company mines 598 Bitcoin in the month, ends the first quarter of the calendar year with 1,871 Bitcoin mined. So I'll tell you, 598 is not their all-time record, but it is the second best month they've ever had, and 1,871 in a quarter is their all-time record. So they have set their all-time record of Bitcoin mined in a quarter every single quarter that they have existed. We will look at that chart later. So that's why I believe this is a very strong growth stock. Okay, then they say 50 megawatt Washington expansion is on schedule. So we'll talk about that a little bit as well. The 50 megawatt expansion is on schedule. The machines have already been purchased and the shipping is expected to commence this month. Once those machines are racked and the expansion is energized, our hash rate is expected to increase to about 8.7 exahash, giving us substantial progress towards our calendar year-end goal of 16 exahash. So this is what I'm talking about. This company has massive, massive growth. They were very aggressive all through the crypto winter. However, not so aggressive that they put themselves in danger from a balance sheet standpoint, in my opinion. So I think they've done a good job of balancing. They basically tripled their exahash in 2022 and got from about 2 to about 6. And now they're looking to get from about 6 to 16 in 2023. So extremely aggressive growth plans. YouTube revenue is way down this year, so you can support the channel by becoming a member. Membership is $5 a month. You can become a member by hitting the join button on the YouTube page. It's right next to the subscribe button. Members do have a library of members only content already sitting ready waiting for you. In addition to that, we do a members only live stream once a week on Tuesday after the market closes. Also, we have a members only Discord that I'm active in on a daily basis. So again, if you enjoy this content and you're able to support the channel, we appreciate your help and your support, and thanks to our existing members. In this environment, a miner that is not growing is falling behind. As hash rate grows, we also need to grow. Growth takes substantial capital, just as it does any commodity-based business, especially in the scaling stage. As we scale, we intend to continue to use all capital levers available to us, including equity and Bitcoin, carefully balancing both to provide the highest rate of return for our shareholders. So they are saying they were going to continue to dilute stock and they're going to continue to sell their Bitcoin. Most of the Bitcoin mining companies are now selling most, if not all, of the Bitcoin they mine on a monthly basis. There's very few hodlers, if any, left at all. However, it's the continuous dilution that I do know there's a massive conversation out there, and including in my members only Discord section, this is a hot topic of conversation. Investors are frustrated with the dilution. They still have almost the fewest outstanding shares of any of the publicly traded Bitcoin mining companies, particularly the ones at their size and scale. But obviously, we don't want to see them dilute down here at $2.60. We'd much rather see dilution at $6 or $8 or $10. We're making the most of the bear market so that we are in position to take full advantage of the next bull market once it inevitably emerges. Okay, Bitcoin mined in March, 598. This is their Bitcoin mined by month for all of 2022 and 2023. So you can see the best month they ever had was January of 2023. That was 2 months ago. This is the second best month they've ever had. So they did have improvement month over month from February to March. That was a very strong performance, particularly since the difficulty level in the Bitcoin network went up significantly in late February and then again in March. So just to make this picture a little clearer, this is Bitcoin mined by quarter instead of by month. So you can see every single quarter is better than the previous one. If they can stay on plan, that will continue for the rest of the calendar year. So I would expect the next 3 quarters to show growth as well. Okay, current year 2023 Bitcoin mined 1,871. We just looked at that. That was the first quarter of the calendar year 2023. That's That's actually their second quarter of their fiscal year. Total Bitcoin in holdings as of March 31st, 196. So you can see they are spending their Bitcoin. They have been spending their Bitcoin really since January of 2022. So we're about 5 quarters into that policy for them. The next thing says they converted 502 of the 598 Bitcoin that they mined. They converted to cash. Their currently deployed fleet of about 67,700 latest generation Bitcoin miners with a hash rate of 6.7 exahash. So that's remained relatively constant for the last few months. They're gearing up. They have bought a lot of equipment, and we saw they're working on their next facility. And they talked about the fact that when that is up and running and the equipment is in transit, that's going to get them from 6.7 exahash to 8.7 exahash. And then their objective by the end of the year is to get to 16 exahash. So proceeds from the sale of Bitcoin in the month was approximately $12.4 million. So you can see as the price of Bitcoin gets healthier, that is very helpful to a company like CleanSpark. They're mining a lot of Bitcoin. They mined just under 600 Bitcoin. Bitcoin's up a solid $10,000 over where it was last quarter. So on a monthly basis, that's allowing them a lot more revenue. And this is mitigating some of the dilution that they need to do. Okay, just to take a look at their competition, this is everybody's production in the month of February with the exception of Core Scientific. So for the companies that are left, you'll see last month, which was February, CleanSpark was in third place overall with 576 Bitcoin mined. They beat that. They mined 598 Bitcoin this month. We already have Marathon's results. They did 825. That was their all-time record. We do not have Riot's results yet, but it is likely that Riot is going to finish in second, and CleanSpark will once again finish in third place. So operationally speaking, this is one of the largest Bitcoin mining companies. They're consistently in third place in number of Bitcoin mined, and there's a pretty big gap between third place and fourth and fifth place. Cypher and Bitfarms are kind of duking it out for fourth and fifth place. They've been trading back and forth. And then there's a big drop off to get to sixth place. So CleanSpark, I think, has solidified their spot so far as in third place this year. It's likely they can maintain this for the entire year if they stay on their plan. So that is one of my lines of reasoning why I think this stock is way underpriced, because the two companies that are ahead of this have a market cap of 6 or 7 or 8 times the size of their market cap. So there's a big discrepancy, and you can see from a production standpoint, the discrepancy, is only 20 or 30%, not 600 or 800%. Now, the balance sheets look very different, so there's mitigating factors in that, but this is a part of my argument that why I think, again, and this is not financial advice, but for me, this is a stock I continue to add to because it is lagging behind, and I'm going to show you one more chart that shows just that. Okay, this is the chart of all of the Bitcoin miners' stock performance in Q1 of 2023. That's the calendar year. Most of the Bitcoin miners were up over 100% in this period. Bitcoin itself was up 72% year to date. It's a major upswing. So you'll see the Bitcoin miners participated in that. The majority of them were up over 100%. A lot of them were up in the 150% range. Riot was up 195%, almost 200%. And there were 3 Bitcoin miners that were up over 300%. This is their stock price in the first 3 months of the year. So you can see all in all, in general, the miners did exceptionally well in the first quarter. The only miner of significant size that lagged behind all of this, you'll see I put in purple down here, CleanSpark. They are only up 36% year to date. I'm not necessarily looking forward to keep up with these companies up here in the 300s, but to me, CleanSpark's performance has been as good or better than most of these companies that range between 77 and 157% increase in price, yet CleanSpark's price is only up 36%. A part of that is dilution, but I would ask yourself to do the math because that nowhere near accounts for the difference in these price changes. Okay, so if I look at the chart for CleanSpark, this is their stock price. So I'm on the 1 week time frame just to show you from their all-time high. CleanSpark's still down almost 94% from their all-time high. I will say that their all-time high was, I think, a part of a bubble of the small cap high growth stocks. So for the longest time, what I basically did was this. I put an X in this area, December, January, February of 2021. There was a gigantic bubble in these small cap high growth stocks. You can see that bubble burst and it quickly moved. The stock price moved down substantially from there. But even if I was to measure from November of that year, now this is simultaneous with Bitcoin's all-time high. CleanSpark is still down 88% from that point. So remember, they're about 4 times the size company that they were at that point with big plans to grow. So Do they deserve to be down 88%? I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think so. I think this represents oversold. I think there's some opportunity here. Again, not financial advice, so please do your own due diligence. And this chart right here should show you just how very volatile this stock can be, as well as all the Bitcoin mining stocks. I'm going to look at this spot right here. So that's this blue line. And then I also want to look at this green line right here. So you're going to see, you know, these are still at the very, very bottom of this chart. Even if it were to get back to this line right here, that's an 84% decrease from its all-time highs from 2021. Let's zoom in and take a closer look. Okay, on the one-day time frame, you're going to see this is where we're trading right now. This blue line is where CleanSpark was trading in the month of February. So that was just last month. Bitcoin was trading at around 25,000. Bitcoin's now trading at 28,000 versus 25,000, but yet CleanSpark is nowhere near where they were 2 months ago. So it would be a 43.6% increase just to get back to that point, and I see no reason why they shouldn't be actually above that price target. So that's what I'm personally looking at, but I am looking at one more price target on a longer term basis, you know, maybe by the end of 2023, if Bitcoin is able to have a good year and CleanSpark's able to execute the plan that they're talking about, it would actually be a 157% increase to get back to where they were last August. That's the last time Bitcoin was at $25,000. So again, we've now blown through $25,000. We're at $28,000 right now, yet CleanSpark would have to go up 157% just to get back to that price. So again, yes, a small portion of this is due to their stock dilution, but most of this, in my opinion, is just their stock being kind of punished and lagging behind the group. So I think there's a lot of upside on this. You know, my personal price target is even higher than this, but I'm going to leave it at that rate for right now. As always, to take a look at the downside, you know, if we were to revisit our lows here with Bitcoin, if things turned around, there is about a 35% room to get to the downside of where CleanSpark was just in December, which was just, you know, 3.5 months ago. So as always, there's a risk reward. You guys got to do your own analysis, do your own due diligence. So that's what I got for you on CleanSpark for the month of March. Thanks so much for watching. And remember, if you enjoy this content, please remember to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, hit the notification bell. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you in the next video.